Day one journey. Well, yeah, change of scenery again. Back in Bangkok. Um, it was a long flight, and I was actually listening to the audiobook Tiny Habits, and I did a rethinking about my daily routine, the habits I want to develop. I keep reminding myself that whatever I want to do in my life it has to do with my daily routine, because my daily routine are actually the things that I do every single day. And if I want to do stuff like big things, I need to practice these things every single day. There's no way around it. So I listened to the book Tiny Habits, and I did loads of notes. And this is the last idea actually that I just listened to 20 minutes ago. Untangle bad habits. Well, we usually, as he mentions, we usually use the phrase break a bad habit. Yeah, I think this is the only phrase that I use. Why? Actually, there's a very powerful quote about it. It says something like this. It says, habits are not something that you can just throw out of the window. These are things that you need to coax downstairs one step at a time if you want to get rid of the, yeah. So I do like this quote. At the time I also remember this quote in Italian, but I don't remember it right now. It doesn't matter. But this analogy I actually really liked it. Untangle bad habits. Untangle. So imagine you have like a lot of, I don't know, things like that. They are entangled, yeah. So you untangle them. So the bad habit, I think it's an amazing analogy, because the bad habit, what is the bad habit? A habit, as if you read Power of Habit, Atomic Habits, Mini Habits, but that's a different book. Mini Habits and Tiny Habits, not the same book. But all of them talk about the cycle of the habit. There's a trigger, some call it the prompt, the trigger, whatever. There's a trigger, there's the action, and there's the reward. And this cycle is within our heads. Yeah, there's a trigger, it does something, we feel something, then we do something. We have this circuit in our mind, in our brain. So I think this analogy is so good, because it's actually the habits that we have, whether good or bad. These are secrets in our mind, in our brains, physical things, the fires. Yeah, there's a trigger, there's the action, there's the reward, there's this circuit. So to actually undo a bad habit, to eliminate a bad, you can't just go to your mind and just delete stuff. Yeah, so you don't want to remember a tragedy, let's say. So you can go to your mind as if it's a hard drive and just delete. It's sort of there, yeah. Also the habits, that's why you can just break a habit or just throw it out of the window, because it's sort of part of you. It's within your brain. Wherever you go, there you are. Yeah, so it's like, so what do you do with it? You untangle it. Think about this. Untangle, you actually need to dive deeper and understand how to untangle it. Let's say that there's two piles of a lot of wires, yeah? They look very similar, but the technique or the way to untangle one pile is not the same. Because you sort of need to figure out where does it start? And you also don't start from the center. Yeah, because you start from the easier parts that you can actually untangle, and then you sort of work with it. It's a bit tedious. It requires attention to detail. It's not exactly the same between different people. And in the end, by the way, even though you've untangled everything, it's still there. The sort of the circuits are still there. The trigger can still be there. You can change what happens when this trigger fires, but I think it's such a good example. Yeah, because you're working on your own brain. Our habits are within our own brain. You can't just break it. So you can break it. You know what? You can break the habit, but you need to break everything at the same time. Yeah, all your brain. And probably something that you don't want to do. I like this analogy, and it actually it helps me to focus on what's there to be done. I want to get rid of this habit. Yes. Do I want to do it quick? Yes. But also, I want to be aware of the actual work that needs to be done. This is what I want to share with you. Have an amazing day. Day 1. See you tomorrow.